Hello and good morning. You're watching Markets Today on Business Today. I'm Sakshi Batra, and on this show, I discuss with you everything that's really impacting the stock market opening in today's trading session and what are the factors that stock markets are tracking. Well, at open, we have opened in the red when you talk about the benchmarks or all the other sectoral indices as well. And this is on the back of the weak global cues that we have been given handover with. Talk about the US market trade overnight, where technology stocks extended selling pressure. Also, the Asian markets opened weaker in the early trading session on the back of escalated tensions amid Ukraine, Russia, and the reports coming in on the attack on the nuclear plant in Ukraine, raising concerns of reactors being hit and scare of radiations being spread from there. However, the experts' comments around this have somehow relieved some of the nerves right now, saying that right now there is no scare of radiation spread despite the attack that we have seen on the largest nuclear plant in Europe based in Ukraine amid this crisis. The crude oil prices remain elevated at about $114 a barrel. These are some of the concerns that are weighing on the investor sentiment across the globe. Talk about the market opening today. The Sensex dragged down by 700 points or 1.3% lower. It opened at 54,385. The Nifty also was down by over 200 odd points at 16,288 and down by 1.3%. About 637 shares advanced in the early action, whereas 1151 shares declined. About 79 shares remained unchanged in the early opening session. In terms of specific stocks, you have Asian Paints, IndusInd Bank, Wipro, Tata Motors, Axis Bank among the major losers. In fact, about 48 stocks of the 50 Nifty stocks are down in the red. About just about one or two stocks from the metal space, especially like Tata Steel, they are still bucking the trend. Except for metals, all the other sectoral indices also in the red, with autos, banks, IT, pharma, realty, all of them down by over a percent each as well. Of course, there will be focus and on the top of the mind action will come from the Ukraine Russia talks. Of course, we've seen Quad leaders meet last night as well. Amid US, India, Australia, all of these leaders have met, discussed the impact that the prolonged crisis could have and the options in front of them, and how all of them agree that consensus and returning to the negotiating table and a dialogue way is the only way possible to come out of this crisis at this point in time. As far as experts are saying, the Nifty has an immediate support on 16,350 to 16,200 levels. The resistance comes around 16,650 to 16,800 levels. On the other hand, the Bank Nifty has a support placed at 34,400 levels with a resistance at 35,900 levels as well. Apart from the global action, it's the continuous sell-off by FIIs that is continuously, weighing on the investor sentiment in India. FIIs net sold Indian equities worth 6644 crore rupees in yesterday's trading session. However, DIIs tried to make the most of it by buying 4,800 crore rupees of shares in the Indian markets yesterday. A whole host of focus today is on individual stocks as well, apart from the overall arching negative sentiment flowing in from the war. We have Vodafone Idea in focus today. The telecom operator has said that the board has approved fundraising of 4,500 crore rupees on preferential basis through its promoters. It has decided to issue more than 338 crore rupees equity shares at 13.3 rupees per share to Euro Pacific Securities, Prime Metals, and Oriana Investments. The stock, however, is down in trade. Wockhardt Pharma is also in focus. The company will issue 3 rights shares for every 10 shares held. It will issue the rights shares at 225 rupees per equity share. Jeffries on cement sector has come out with its report. So the brokerage house says that channel checks suggest 4 to 5% month-on-month price hike in the southern, western, and eastern regions, and that's according to Jeffries. So cement space may be in focus as well. Biocon is in focus of Morgan Stanley. It has come out with a report saying value acquisition for shareholders of Biocon subsidiary will depend on the execution of biosimilars business going forward. The brokerage firm still has an overweight rating on the stock. Nomura has come out with its report on Vodafone again. Nomura has retained its reduced call on the telecom stock. The brokerage firm believes that the promoter infusion at premium is a positive, but not enough for revival of the stock and the company as well. Morgan Stanley on Indigo has come out with a report. An improvement in its relative market positioning going into the upcycle can definitely help Interglobe Aviation capture the bulk of profits. Morgan Stanley has said the brokerage firm has an overweight rating on the shares of Indigo as well. Well, that's as far as the opening action is concerned. We are seeing a deep sea of red all across sectors. India VIX has also jumped another 5% right now. So the volatility remains a key concern amidst the uncertain situation, amidst the geopolitical tensions, and what is the way forward from here, and what could be the impact that the Indian economy could face if this crisis escalates and the war prolongs for long, and what happens to the world economy at large as well. Those are the concerns that are weighing on the investors sentiment. Experts say traders should definitely remain cautious. Investors can definitely look at these tips to buy into those quality fundamental names that they have been looking at to add to their portfolios. Attractive valuations could definitely get them those opportunities for the long term perspective for sure. With that, we'll wrap up this edition right now, but do stay tuned on to Business Today. For this entire day will be full of developments and anything and everything that you need to know to track your investments better, to take better investment decisions as well. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.